Bup, 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 bup. Should right now.
Now.
You should actually kick you off and go live. Like just hit the live button and see if it just auto does it.
Coming into this tournament, you have double elimination. You have that chance to get warmed up, get ready, and now it's grind time in the lower bracket.
Oh yeah, and I know exactly like what he.
I spent $300 on books like this for CSGO to tell you what they say. Like, this boost doesn't work, and this angle doesn't even exist. Oh, it's already here. Somehow this book was $80, which is why we needed our sponsor. You can never do too much manscaping, and that's and just clean those anyway. Promo code people finished theirs, and you can find them on Amazon. So I bought all of them, and here they are. Starting with Esports for Dummies that tells us nothing says esports like a large TV. Yes, it actually says that. And yes, all of my opponents were huge, but I had to be about 10 feet back from the screen, so it kind of defeated the purpose, and it's only 60 Hz. Don't do this. Now, all the other books recommend a monitor, so switch back to that so that we can win the DM, but before we can play matchmaking, all of the books recommend a ridiculous amount of practice. So we need aimbots, then a 128 tick DM, then a pistol DM, then a casual server, then a zombie server. Wait, seriously? And then we finally made it into matchmaking, which is totally broken, but it's time to learn how to play CSGO from CSGO books. And how to become professional CSGO player tells us to put our crosshair on your teammate's head and leave it there when the next round starts. Okay, maybe just around that level. It's hard to mess up crosshair placement tips. Keep it a head level. Don't play like this even if it looks cool, and the big CSGO guide tells us if you have any problems, watch this Adren video. Wait, this VU CSGO video. The only downside to good crosshair placement is how bad you're gonna look if you whiff anyways like this. Flicks are just a lot more forgiving in that way. But really what was surprising is that none of these books mention YPrac maps, which every video on the topic ever absolutely will. Here are 3 images CSGO Guide to Global gives you to help you understand positioning, and they're actually really useful. Here's how they would look in-game, and here's how they would look if they were used in-game. And here's what it looked like when I tried to use it in-game. Okay, next book. In the following GIF, you can see Peeker's Advantage explained. I paid $80 for the Peeker's Advantage explained. I paid $80 for this. At this point, I considered quitting the video and saving myself the embarrassment, but I found a new book, Your Guide to Winning in Dust 2 Every Time You Play. So let's cram the rest of the tips and get global playing Dust 2 only. Big CSGO Guide tells us if there's an opera on A, we should always go B. Winning at Esports tells us to wear face cream because it has a lot of mineral. Just ask your woman for one, they know all about it. I promise you it actually says this. Counter-Strike Global Offensive Guide, walkthrough, tips, cheats, and more doesn't really say anything. And for this one, I had to consult a pro player, so I called up Swisher. Do you think this book sufficiently delivers on the title, How to Become Professional CSGO Player?
Nailed every spot. Every spot nailed.
So it's just one page? This is the worst book I've ever read.
Which brings us to Your Guide to Winning in Dust 2 Every Time You Play, and it has one CT setup that's a bit hard to understand. It's a fairly normal setup, 2 long, 1 cat, 1 B, but the key is the mid player. So here's a direct quote. The 4th player will hold mid. Their job is to give the A players information about anything happening at catwalk, as well as delay the infamous B split through mid and tunnels. It's good so far. If the T's have an op, this can be a bit tricky as you can't peek catwalk without putting your life and the round at risk, but walking faster is the only solution. Switch to a knife.
You want me to switch to a knife if the guy's opping?
This is gonna be hard to follow.
Now read it again.
What is so hard to understand here, Austin? If they have an op, just run faster. Okay, but when T's don't have an op, it's pretty standard. Player 1 goes towards pit, player 2 struggles to remember how to flash for that player to get into pit and then rotates mid, player 3 on cat, and player 4 kills everyone in mid.
Guy, 2 mid guys dead. I dropped the bomb. One's up cat. Guys, one's up cat! One's up cat!
I got
That's my job to tell you.
Scare me like that,
guys,
Austin.
A players, there's nobody threatening you guys. I have middle control.
Heart attack.
Now let me introduce Glizzy Enthusiast. He's best known as their opper, but little known fact, he's been training for this moment his entire life, problem is we still don't know what the solution is to run faster, use your knife really means, but we do have 3 theories. The leading theory is you sit on the corner here jiggling, and if an opper does show up, you either fall back or, if possible, you run at him with your knife out and you kill him. The second theory comes straight from an ESEA advanced player. Austin, why don't you explain what you're doing here?
So obviously, you know, when you have your knife out, you're going to be running across mid doors faster. And when you jump, you probably won't die because you're just going to get leg shot. You know, we don't have a B player. It's actually fine because I'm actually not even exposed to B. And if they go B, then I'm you know, just going to be there to retake or maybe even save at that point.
But what if they peek out on you from lower?
Oh, well, in that case, then we just lose.
The third theory is the one we decided was actually the best, and you're allowed to peek mid with the op, but you're also allowed to peek cat because this book is terrible and this is a standard way to play, although it turns out might be a little risky. Not to give up on Dust 2 tips entirely, there is another book with a section for Dust 2, and it gives us a strat on T side that's basically a long rush with 2 players so that you can get one of them into pit, and then you go back around so that you can go for a mid-B split. And it did actually somehow manage to work for us this round, and I know what you're thinking, that's a really unique strat, I've never seen that before. Well, it is exactly what the last book said. Word for word. In fact, it's literally just copy-pasted. 3 Musketeers have control over mid is a ridiculously specific line to be in 2 books at the same time. And after reading that and then confirming the Dust 2 book came out 2 years earlier, the first thing I did was cry. $80. $80. But after that, I started tracking down every other tip in the book that seemed weird. There's a chapter on DE Austria, which is a map that was removed from the pool 6 months before the book came out. This line shouts out dignitas.gg, a website that writes guides. And this chapter is literally a Reddit post from 2016. And a comment from the same thread right down to the typo. Maybe I should just leave some feedback on their Facebook page. Just kidding, it doesn't exist. Obviously, most of these are directed straight at beginners, but most of them could barely even qualify as a book. Really, I would rate all of these books? Not worth buying. But Vu, what would a good book look like? Good question. Austin?
I'd probably just tell him to watch YouTube.
That's right, just link to YouTube. And then, hey, why not just ask some YouTubers right now? The consensus among all the YouTubers I messaged was, get away from me weirdo, I would never write a book. And fair enough, it's definitely a waste of time, but I will admit this book was actually pretty solid. The definitive guide on the weapon finish can be found online for free, but it's so high quality that I don't regret buying it just to support the creators. But otherwise, for tips, there are tons of YouTubers you can go to find great advice on Counter-Strike, or this video here. Here are some CSGO tricks your friends definitely don't know, beginning with this one. If you jump out of the window hugging the wall, the player get right really can't see you. And there's a way to silently drop into window without making any noise off of the bricks. But before I show you more, before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsor and get into Fake Smoke on Inferno that's going to win you a where I messed up and where I did well. Anyways, Leadify is free to use, so head to the link in the description and give it a try. Starting with this retake smoke on Inferno that's going to win you a ton of rounds because on Inferno, very hard to retake, but this smoke, very hard to deal with. You just line up in the doorway here, aim at this point in the wall, and there's a bit of leeway here, but the player in sight and pit are going to have no idea what hit them. Here's a new boost that's very hard to deal with from the T's perspective, even if you know it's coming, and on the CT side, you can easily molly out back plat, your teammate is standing, and because of the height elevation, you just jump right up and are in a great position to clear out the site. Just try not to miss. A lot of people throw this smoke on Dust 2 mostly to survive and delay for rotates, but actually, if you jump on the baskets behind, oftentimes it ends up working as a ridiculous one-way and your opponents can't see a single thing. You're in a 1v2, retaking B and clearing every angle except for this one. But did you know you can actually see their feet under the truck, and not only that, but spam them for a pretty quick and easy kill. And then of course, even with a missed flash, you still win the clutch because you watched this video. This angle and connector of overpass is often called the Mahone angle, and it doesn't actually seem all that good, but when you watch it from their perspective, you're hidden behind their gun. Of course, unless they play left-handed, or just switch to it, kill you, and then switch right back. If you're willing to risk getting killed by a quad boost on overpass, you can use this angle here outside heaven to very occasionally kill someone that's jumping across outside of monster. Here's a 128 tick Molotov lineup on Dust 2 that will spread to the entire left side of long A doors and force your opponent into the open. But make sure you test this one because it takes a bit of practice. Dude, how am I missing? You may have seen some pros doing this peek and not really understood why. This is a great way to clear offers top middle because from their perspective, when you peek back, they can't really see you. When you're going for an A exec on Dust 2, make sure the bomb carrier is always near the back wall because it will always drop forward from where he's looking, and you could just get your whole team to drop down and be humiliated.
Did you jump CT with the bomb?
Dude, when you have the bomb, you have to stay on the back wall.
There's actually a famous round from Simple where he appears to get someone to turn around so it drops towards him. I found a pretty easy lineup. If you think someone's hiding in sandwich, if you're back There's actually a famous round from Simple where he appears to get someone to turn around so it drops towards him. I found a pretty easy lineup. If you think someone's hiding in sandwich, if you're back ramp with an op, you can easily line up using this gap here and then shoot them in the head through the wall. Or if you have a rifle, you might need to be a little bit closer, but you can still spam them for almost one-shot headshot. Very useful. If you spot someone like this, instead of trying some crazy flash, just right-click it and peek in front, and almost every time your opponent will turn around. In fact, my favorite place to do this is window on Mirage, where even if you know it's coming, it's almost impossible to counter. The MP9 is the most accurate jumping gun in the game, to the point where you can actually make plays like this. And you don't need to do something that crazy, you can just jump around corners and pretty consistently kill people. If your opponents throw a lurk smoke out of apartments on Inferno, there's actually a light in the doorway where you can see them cross. Although it is very risky to shoot at them because they cross very fast and you might not finish them off. And don't worry, you don't have to be in the middle of the open for this, you can actually be behind cover. There's a very similar light at Library that you can use to get a kill as well. In fact, Kerrigan used it in the major final, but he died. You've probably been in this situation before. Alright, I'm flashing above you.
Wait, where?
Seemed like a good flash, right? But your teammate got full blinded. I'm flashing above you.
Wow.
And that's exactly why. So instead of throwing flashes your teammates have to turn from, I recommend idiot-proofing your nades by throwing ones that land behind
The webcam sucks, dude. Let's see what a real fucking webcam looks like. Yo, now that's the webcam right there. What the fuck is happening?
That's the real bag.
Is that when you're sitting in one of those Japanese toilets and you accidentally press the butt fuck button instead of the clean my ass button?
He does look pretty happy, so I'd say so.
Your teammates and in front of your opponents, unless you're playing with people you can trust. Here's a nice little Molotov you can throw on CT of Inferno and then peek someone halls. It looks like the Molly balcony.
Yo, what the fuck?
This one's the best one.
Oh.
That's hot. I don't agree with that one.
That's literally bag. Yo, can you call TK?
Yeah. BRB. No answer. Oh damn, dude, he just left.
Fuck.
Try. Starting with this retake smoke on Inferno that's going to win you a ton of rounds because on Inferno, very hard to retake, but this smoke, very hard to deal with. You just line up in the doorway here, aim at this point in the wall, and there's a bit of leeway here, but the player in sight and pit are going to have no idea what hit them. Here's a new boost that's very hard to deal with from the T's perspective, even if you know it's coming. And on the CT side, you can easily molly out back plat. Your teammate is standing, and because of the height elevation, you just jump right up and are in a great position to clear out the site. Just try not to miss. A lot of people throw this smoke on Dust 2, mostly to survive and delay for rotates, but actually, if you jump on the baskets behind, oftentimes it...
When did they say we're getting? Also, I fucked up, by the way. I thought I responded to the schedule offer. Yeah. Who said they could not play that day? Or was it just no play, but it's like meh?
Yeah, it's bad for me, but I can play.
Okay, thanks, BB. My bad. I fucked up.
Shit happens.
You got school on Monday or Sunday morning or what? I mean, yeah, Monday morning.
No. I have a scheduled gym thing.
Oh. You swole or what?
Trying to. Working on it. I'm cutting right now. Got all the way up to like 200, 210. Now I'm cutting. That's kind of shitty, but
Yeah, because you can't eat as much, right?
I mean, I'm actually eating a decent amount of food right now because I don't want to do it all too fast, so I keep my strength. But like, I gotta eat all kinds of healthy food.
Healthy food. It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad, but like, I can't eat out. It's just annoying to cook.
Yeah, cooking is annoying. It's like great but annoying at the same time.
Yeah.
DMing right now, my aim is it's just like scrim 1 back from vacation.
I don't DM very often.
I DM like for 200 kills before every big thing I'm doing. If I have time. I'll do it before scrims if I have time, and I'll definitely do it before matches. You wanna pug maybe? I don't know when we will be on.
Yeah, I mean, if TK doesn't get on by 9:30, then let's.
Surely there's a better way to practice against real people instead of DMing, right?
I like doing CSGO Hub. I find that's like the best for me.
What is that?
Actually,
I've never tried it.
Here.
Is it just like a weird version of aimbots or what?
Cut. Look. Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
There's a few things. So you can do this. I like doing this. Especially like for opping, so they pop up and you have to flick. You can also just do this. This is really good.
Oh my god. Get fucked, Lenny.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really good. This one I do before I start games. With the,
Let me run at you.
you know. And I do this one sometimes. This is what I use to warm up. But if I want to train my aim, I only do this sometimes because it's a lot of work.
Oh, I've
That
seen
turns
one.
on all kinds of models. This one is what I do when I like train heavy, because they're all over the place. Very good. That's and pistol DM's good. I don't like a little bit of DM, but not really.
I like the
Oh, I bet you do.
Dude, I'm fucking 150 right now. Very nice. You want to just chill in the VC to see if TK joins? Yeah?
I mean, it couldn't be any more special than this. Number one, sell your skins for sponsoring this. I haven't done a demo since the end of Cologne, of course. Because I was going off and doing the boxer release stuff. I've had an appointment every single day since I got back. Doctor, dentist.
I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good.
All these different things. Doing a lot of self-care maintenance, okay, is what I've been up to. And shout out to everyone who bought from the boxer collab for the pre-order. We are rolling. The next one's in October. Can't wait to see everybody in their new orders. And yeah, again, the quality will speak for itself. Everything is super nice. So, all right, enjoy that. As we enjoy this long-awaited Twist demo on a map that we know is kind of the hottest map right now. I think that's actually the big thing here. So, Nuke has become the most played map in tournament, compared to Overpass, which has dropped off and is now like the least played somehow. And it's interesting because neither map has actually changed substantively since, I guess, their last big update, which would have been like the hut window change for Nuke, or for Overpass. God knows. I mean, what even changed on that map and since ever? But right now, Nuke, I think, is bringing out the very best in the competition, especially in this matchup with FaZe and Na'Vi, who are the two best teams in the world by a considerable margin, right? Even if there are other lineups that can beat FaZe and Na'Vi right now, such as Big can beat FaZe, Na'Vi can be beaten maybe by certain teams on certain maps. When it comes to a best of 3 and definitely a best of 5, no one will touch them. No one will touch them. That's, I think, the coolest part about current era of Counter-Strike, at least what you're watching right now, that I personally can't remember the last time we've seen, is a rivalry that feels so kind of distinctly high level that I don't even know who's the third best team in the world at the moment, which is awesome. Like when people bring up Vitality, G2, and stuff, I mean, these guys are all bums compared to Na'Vi and G2, Na'Vi and FaZe at the moment. So, all right. So why are we watching Twist? Well, he had, I think, a 1.16 rating over the tournament. He was the best player on FaZe at this event overall. That Molly's dark. Simple was the best player at the tournament and got MVP because he was such a high rated player compared to everyone at the event with like a 1.25. He was only 10 points higher than Twist even across the tournament. I mean, we're not here to talk about Simple though, right? This is technically his MVP performance, but Twist was the best player on the best team at the event and was still that good that it's not like Simple just deserved to win the whole event and everything. I mean, the whole team of FaZe were great. Twist played his role incredibly well. He's, of course, rifling. He did extraordinary work. And one of the coolest parts is they played 3 consecutive series with Nuke involved. So this is actually the culmination. The third one, they played against Movie Star Riders on Nuke, and they played against Team Spirit on Nuke. And I watched both of those games, and I think the cool part about this is we're looking at an 18-kill T-side coming up in this half that I'm talking over right now that I shouldn't be talking over. There's so much to talk about because I haven't recorded in a while. And it's also coming off of a mid performance versus Movie Star Riders, where I felt like, I know, Movistar, okay, Movistar Riders, I'm sorry. It wasn't a good performance, and when I watched it back, because I was really wondering about that, Twist was stutter stepping a lot, and I feel like he wasn't committing to a lot of his peaks. And that could either be him as an entry, just not feeling great that day. Missed a couple of sprays too. He's getting out-dueled. Maybe it was the calling. I have a suspicion that it was a little bit of confusion playing against a team that they just don't normally see this deep into tournaments, right? They were playing as Movistar Riders, who are having a pretty glorious run. So, I mean, it didn't matter because they still ended up winning the series, but something to note. When we went over to the Spirit game, I think we saw a lot more confidence. And again, the very coolest part about this is solid performance from Twist, probably the best player in finals, even though he's very close to Broken, like technically behind in terms of rating. If you watched it, you know, okay, you know what Twist brought in this whole series. And the best part is the capstone performance is this second half right here. It is this, I mean, think about this right now. Crowd is going nuts, right? We're in Cologne. This is finals. This is map 5. If you are prone to tiredness, this is when you'll get exposed. Yeah. For the monitor 10 bum that you are. Okay, but Twist, no. Twist, okay. I remember once when I was like on a workout binge and I was in Moscow. I was obsessed with going to the gym extremely early. And I think I was at the gym at 6:45 a.m. in Moscow for like Blast or Epicenter or something. Twist was already in there. But not only is this guy already... Okay, first of all, Edward was also already in there, which was wild. He was on like a yoga tip. He had like a man bun. He was just meditating. Twist was doing core, okay? At 6:45 in the morning, that's different. People don't normally... First of all, people don't normally do core, period. That's all I do now. But at the time, I was watching him do core on the yoga mat. 6:45 in the morning. That's basically like the cardio at the same time as exercising. You know what I'm saying? Wait, that didn't... It's kind of like... It's like the same thing as cardio and weightlifting, I guess. That's what core is, which is, you know... It's not a very palatable thing to do, I think. It's the number one thing that can make you sick if you exercise, I feel like. It's not very fun to do, and especially not that early. So when I saw that, I had... My respect for a Twist after seeing that is eternal. Okay. Why do we talk about that? Because we're in map 5 of grand finals. It's a slog. We're talking 6-7 hours, right? Coming into this map of just full focus CS. And he tops the leaderboard. Now, the best part about FaZe as a whole on this T side is they have a very varied offense. You're not going to be able to put them into a box in terms of what they like to do the most. I think the most impressive part is the number of ramp hits that they have. That flash landed in the right spot, right there above the air ducts. Metal Gear Solid style. It's to blind anybody on control steps. Lots of small things to watch for with Twist when it comes to nade lineups. I would say... Ooh, actually let go of a spray to try to make sure to nail that. Loses a duel. And it would have been a 2-on-4 effort. Can't happen this time around. So we'll move on to the next. So with Twist, I was watching a nuke demo earlier with Twist. He lined up a Molotov to drop for Kerrigan to Molly upstairs. He lined up a Molotov drop on the T roof. Maybe we'll see it in this demo. He looked up at the sun and pressed G to drop a Molotov so that it wouldn't roll in a circle. That's the level of CS that we're at today. So we'll see if we get to see the elusive Molotov drop lineup. Okay. Just to get them both on the same place. Oh, foreshadowing. As he passes over a Molotov to Kerrigan. All right, so what I want to focus on in this demo is the entry pathing, because we don't talk about that a lot. And so here on the ramp, oh, they're actually going to go... So this is a fake. They're going silently, and we see that Kerrigan has thrown some nades. So Twist's going to entry path out through ramp. Okay, look how he goes here. Now, two things to focus on. Number one, we see Twist in the ramp. He's kind of recessed here into this corner. So he's trying to hold this wall and get to this outpost behind this box, which we'll get to in a second. So the idea here is that he's out of line of sight of the opera that could be here if it's simple, or somebody else who's rotating in who has this sight line. So immediately when he gets out, if he doesn't get killed and he gets here, he's safe because he has teammates who are still here holding the ramp, making sure that he can't get peeked. And then he's also here responsible for this angle, because with his back to the wall, there's nothing else to look for now. He doesn't have to worry about this at all. So all of his fights are in front of him. So we'll see every time Twist entries out of ramp, he's going to wrap as tightly close to this wall as possible and wrap and get to this box and then sit there. Sometimes as the first person and only person out with people in the back, sometimes with everybody. And we'll also see some really cool supporting flashes for him, I think, in other instances where this is a fake. But two ways in which Twist is incredibly sharp in this demo that I think makes him one of the best players that I've just realized, one of the best players to learn from, in my opinion, oh my god, is the fact that he lines up every single small grenade and barely misses anything, which is a super underrated aspect of being a pro player. So many of your favorite pros guys cannot hit their nades, and that loses rounds and nobody knows about it. You know what I mean? You often will not notice a missed nade if you're just watching the broadcast or something, but it is so detrimental to a round, to someone's confidence if they're peeking something, to the comms right after you say, oh, it missed. Twist is not missing a high percentage of his nades, and he's lining them up very quickly. And he has a lot of lineups for even the smallest thing, so just something to note. That and then the entry fragging. Those are the two things.
Oh my god, my team is throwing.
Hello? You wanna play a game? Are you saying something?
So they're throwing diagonal smokes here for the cross outside, which you can cross close in front of them and go secret.
Did you hear me say I can't hear you?
You can also
No.
Okay. Yes, my headset died as soon as you said hello.
Very nice. You wanna play a game?
Yeah. Let's play game.
Play the video game.
use them to lurk into big garage. You can use all the smoke.
Yes, buddy. Hello. My cat has joined me.
Oh.
Hi, baby. Alright. Cue whenever, James Bardolph.
Okay.
Smokes in almost all the same ways, but it's big time mind games when people throw the different variations outside. So here's, we can see that they actually did try to use these smokes in a tricky way, and they snuck Rain into big garage to make sense of that mini map instead of just walking him to secret. So you had to walk through that smoke or phase it. Oh, one spotted. Okay, and you see immediately Twist just turns a corner, goes right. So look at how he does the same thing every time. Even though here he's technically not the first person out. And then we're going to have someone spread to the left. He's going to come out through the back. They can hold on to ramp control or do whatever now. Okay, they got the rotation down and they denied the other rotation. So this is the hard part for the CT side. And what just happened here is with this molly down on Turnpike and this guy going down, again, what we talk about on Nuke, easy to go down, hard to come up, right? Made in Abyss. I've talked about this before. If you make that rotation down, you don't get your kill, you fall. You have to make the rotation on the CT side to supplant this rotation, but it's not coming back. That's not exactly what you do. Almost never would you come back.
Alright, what's this looking like? Okay, pretty high elo game except for that level 5. Let's get some overpass or some nuke here.
Okay, Vertigo hater.
No, I was asking you to
Vertigo
ban train.
hater.
I was asking you to ban train, dude.
Vertigo hater.
I'll play Vertigo, man, alright?
Hater of Vertigo.
Hey. I can't be throwing out words like that.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Whatever you want, baby.
I don't care.
Play overpass.
We're technically, we're only, I mean, we are 54% win probability, which is stupid. Stupid.
Wait, how?
Because we have a 2900 elo and a 2400 elo.
I keep forgetting that you're fucking not like 2 point something K. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. We're like all like
Yeah,
2200
smurfing
elo,
now.
and their highest is 2600, and their lowest is like 1300. It's fucking insane.
No.
Yeah, dude, you're smurfing.
Mhm.
Easy ones.
I'm smurfing and it's fucking James Bardolph's fault.
Mr. Bardolph. It's because you're not in the Gucci Gaming Academy, dude.
Yeah.
I bet you're in a Gucci Gaming Academy. Easy fucking elo.
Later.
My cat is such a basic bitch, dude. I'm washing my sheets right now. And I just put our sweatshirt on my bed from Leon. He's just like, fuck yeah, I'll take it.
Kitties be.
He's such a good boy. Do you know that Overpass is like one of the least popular maps?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about like Nuke is more popular than Overpass.
That's kinda sus.
It is fucking sus, dude. It was like I don't know. They're gonna remove it, actually.
No.
No. It's like the least played map in Pro Play right now. And if you go to like Leadify's map statistics, whatever, it's like the second least popular map. It's insane. It's like the only map less popular, I think, is Ancient or some shit. Or it might be Vertigo, one of those two.
That's so stupid.
I know, it's such a good fucking map. Why people not play this map, man? It's good.
Because they've been trolled by too many people who don't know how to play the map.
But that could go for any map.
Yeah, but this is the one like you expect people to know and they don't know and still troll you. But it's like Ancient, all the other ones, like it's only pretty bad that they don't know. I'm right. It's bad that they, or it's not even bad that they don't know. Also,
What?
there's a glitch here.
We're waiting on our cat girl guy. Damn, dude, this guy really gonna dodge overpass?
Yo,
You what?
there's like 3 light poles. I don't know what you call it. Light poles?
Light bulbs?
There's
Damn.
light poles.
Oh.
Wow, it was the solo.
Yeah, just didn't join. It's cringe. Oh, it's a 5K on the other team. Gotcha.
It's the same people. Dude,
No,
this
the
guy
duo on our
better
team
not
is
be.
different.
Yeah. Now we get. Now they're supposed to win. I hope this guy's not actually from EU. I swear, like, there's people from EU that just queue here to troll NA player.
Oh fuck yes. I mean it's right. I'm doing the troll thing. I have an EU flag on my profile.
Yeah. I hope these guys don't know the fucking util.
I barely know the U2 anymore, dude.
I had a guy that was automuted today,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't know that before the game, and one of my teammates thought, like, he confused him with another guy, and he said, yo, this guy's super toxic, whatever. And then the guy that was, like, muted in the chat said, oh, okay, now I'm gonna troll. Like, he was probably gonna troll anyways, but, like,
What a virgin.
turned out that guy was auto-muted, and he literally started trolling from the start. He said, oh yeah, just because he said that, I'm trolling him. And then we almost won a 4v5, but my team was so bad. I almost won 2 4v5s today.
Did we play 2 pugs?
One of them went to quadruple OT. I played a few pugs. Wait, and that one was so annoying. And then one of them was just normal.
I think I'm gonna stop streaming now. I was gonna stream practice, but I want the
What's up?
frames for my pugs.